the lesser of two evil, all of them belong in prison. Bernie too. Fun fact, Bernie Sanders said, when asked about reparations, he said he thought it would be divisive. A Jewish man thought that reparations for African people would be divisive. But they steady pandering for your vote. Hillary Clinton damn near shucking and jiving, pulling hot sauce out her bag, and then when asked, are you pandering for black votes, she say, is it working? Don't you know how much of a nigga they still believe that you are? Don't you know that that's what they call you in private? Don't be confused by the smiles on their faces. I see a whole lot of unmelanated people, and this is a melanated message. Gentrification wouldn't exist in our neighborhoods if they didn't feel comfortable around us. They walk their poodles and run down the street, property values just a raising, your grandma got kicked out, and we yelling black power in a neighborhood that we fucking don't own. How? The audacity that there must be to be around a group of people where you straight up trying to figure out how we all ain't Micah Johnsons. But to stare me in the face with your camera. This shit is not for show. The revolution and what will be required of you won't be fun. It won't be something that you'll necessarily wake up every day and be like, yeah, I gotta do it. But this baby right here, that's the only reason. That is the only reason. Because if we leave this shit, understand you don't die. Your children are still going to be here. So if you don't care about yourself, care about our seeds. What we fail to do, we leave them with the burden of doing.
Freedom, freedom, freedom.
Black power? Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! So, I want to introduce to you a man that I have the pleasure of knowing, a man who I consider my mentor, attorney at war, constantly fighting for black people with so-called police brutality. I really wish we could stop calling it and just call it white supremacy, because that's what the fuck it is. Not sugar-coated. But this man stays in the courtroom fighting every day. And when he's not there, he's out here with us.
That's right.
A lot of people talk that shit from their desks, but very few are willing to stand with people like me. So I need y'all, thank you, sister. I need y'all to give a round of applause for Malik Zulu Shabazz.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Black power? Black power. Black power? I heard somebody wanted justice. So I gotta ask the question. What do we want? And when do we want it? What do we want? And when do we want it? And how do we want it? How do you want it? What do we want? And when do we want it? And how do we want it? And I must say that I agree that Black Lives Matter. So let's say it together. Black Lives Matter. 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 Giving honor to God, I bear witness that regardless to land, regardless to label, regardless to language, there is but one God. I thank God for all the prophets of Scripture, but I thank God also for Harriet Tubman. I thank God for Reverend Nat Turner. I thank God for Denmark Vesey. I thank God for Bishop Henry McNeil Turner. I thank God for the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I thank God for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I thank God for Minister Malcolm X. I thank God for Dr. King. I thank God for Rosa Parks. I thank God for Huey P. Newton. I thank God for Kwame Ture, Stokely Carmichael. I thank God for every unnamed, unknown black body dropped in the Atlantic Ocean at the bottom of the Middle Passage. But if I live to be 1,000 or the ripe old age of Methuselah, I can never thank God enough for my mentor and our mentor, a bold black man, a bold, bald-headed black man. I speak of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. From the Declaration of Independence of the United States Constitution, July 4th, 1776. It says, when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with one another, and to assume the powers of the earth of the separate and equal station to the laws of nature and of nature's God entitled them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind, that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. The what? Separation. The what? Separation. This is from the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that amongst these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that to secure these rights, governments are instituted amongst men, depriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter and abolish it and to institute new government. Let me repeat that again. It is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government. You said to what? To alter it or abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Bear with me. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience have shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves. And by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed, but when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them to absolute despotism. It is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new gods for their security. Such has been the patient suffering of these colonies.
Tell it.
My dear sisters and brothers who are watching, you African people, dragged from your homeland over 9,000 miles to America, dropped your bodies in the Atlantic Ocean, drowned in the lakes, the rivers and brooks and streams, murdered over 250 million of us, murdered in the African Holocaust, a long train of abuses.
Tell it.
Who is it, may I ask you, has the right and the duty to throw off such governments other than the black peoples of North America?
That's right. Black power.
Black power.
Black power.
Black power.
Black power.
Black
Where? Let me ask you a question. Where's George Washington? Where's Thomas Jefferson? Where are the American colonists who overthrew the British? Were they suffering more than the black peoples of North America in this hour? Are the British, were the Americans who were under the British in 1776, is their plight worse than ours? Let us take a look at the evidence, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Let us take a look at it. Let me step out here. Let me step out here for a minute. You can put the umbrella down. We all right. Black power? Black power. Bear with me for a minute. I want to thank Sister Melissa Collins. I want to thank all of the organizers. Give all of these strong sisters and brothers a hand. I want to thank Dr. Cornell West for coming out with us. Give him a hand. I want to thank Brother Polite. I want to thank all the young people. I want to thank my family here. Chief Ernie Long Walker and Warrior Woman. We are at a critical time in America. 5 police officers last week shot down, killed in Dallas, Texas. It's a hell of a time. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the funeral of Alton Sterling just recently. Another black man, after another black man, and 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 another black man. His parents, his family weeping. They'll never have Alton Sterling back. Philando, Castile, Minnesota, like any other brother, any other black man, driving in his car. They asked the officer, asked him to go for his driver's license. He goes for his driver's license and they blow him away and shoot him down like a dog. His parents crying, his family crying, his queen crying, his seed, his baby growing up without their daddy. Another black man dies at the hands of law enforcement who is supposed to protect us, and every day they are killing us and hunting us down like deer and like dogs. Funerals this week. Funerals of Philando Castile. Funerals of Alton Sterling. Funeral of 5 police officers. Another case, because it ain't just them 2. We're talking about a long train of abuses. Calls us to ask this question: what is our future inside of America? On the eve of this bigot, of this racist, of this uncouth, uncivilized savage, Donald Trump coming to town. No good bastard. Black power. That's exactly what he is. Do you want Donald Trump in this town? I'll get back to him in a minute. We have the case in Jacksonville, Florida. Vernell Bing. We do things in our community after being robbed of a knowledge of self, driven out of our minds, placed in poverty with a system that is designed to crush us. We do wild things. But it is not the right of the police departments of America to deny us due process and to become judge, jury, lord, and executioner on the spot. That's what due process is for. That's what the court system is for. Not you, Mr. Police Officer. Because this funeral's going all around for a reason. And now the death is on all sides. It's not just black people and their family crying. Now it's the white families of police officers crying because officers are dying. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That's what Jesus teaches in the Bible. That a man soweth, that shall he also reap. You're not going to keep killing us, strangling us behind bars, gunning us down, and the God of justice not answer us. We might look weak to you. We might look like we don't have no power. But there's a power that is with these little people, God's chosen people, that will take this country down, America, if you don't get your act together. Now let's take it a little further. Oklahoma City, right outside Cato County. Our brother Darius Robinson in Oklahoma City. A black man, he goes to jail on a warrant. He didn't pay his child support. He's taken to jail. He should be able to make his court dates and be accountable for what he did or did not do. He should make it to court. But he never made it out of that jail cell on April 4th, 2016. Why in Caddo County, Oklahoma, did Darius Robinson not make it out of that jail cell? It's because the jail officers on April 4th, 2016, according to the autopsy, according to the medical report, they used chokeholds and they strangled the life out of that man and choked him to death for no reason inside of that jail house. Huh? Just like Sandra Bland never made it to court. Our queen never made it to her court date because they killed her behind bars over a year ago. Hell no. In Texas, Sandra Bland. We just came from Memphis, Tennessee. By the way, when I say Darius Robinson, this is Black Lawyers for Justice, sponsored this rally. We represent Darius Robinson. We represent him. But it's a hell of a system that we got to face. We would rather not have to have wrongful death cases. We would rather not have to represent grieving families, mothers and fathers whose children are dying, we would rather practice another form of law. We don't want to read autopsy reports. We don't want to go through this. But we got to, because America is unjust and America is wicked.
Black power! Black power!
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, maybe I'm wrong, it could be just me. By a preponderance of the evidence, is America guilty of wickedness? Raise your hand, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Is America guilty of genocide against the native people? Raise your hand. Is America guilty? Is the Justice Department guilty? Is the White House guilty? Is the Congress guilty? Is the government guilty of promoting the killing of black men? Raise your hands of the jury. How do you find her? How do you find her? How do you find her? Let's get back to the evidence. Let's get back to the evidence. At Black Lawyers for Justice, we represent Miss Harriet Stewart, and her son, Darius Stewart, is not here to talk.
Listen.
Darius Stewart, a little frail, 124-pound black brother,
That's right.
against a big white officer, kind of shilling, and end up taking the life, gunning this black man down. For what? Because he tried to run from him.
Tell it.
The Supreme Court has already found in Garner versus Tennessee that you cannot shoot a man from running from you unless he's an obvious, deadly, and imminent threat.
That's right. That's right.
But you white officers of America, I'm talking to the police of America. I want the police of America to hear this message.
Listen.
Because Mr. Policeman, your family gonna have to attend some funerals too if you don't straighten out. Not going to have to is in process of.
Listen.
Kill that man for trying to run from him. Kill these brothers for escaping. That's not the law. That's not legally allowable. Why do you shoot us when we run from you, white police of America? It's because the whole system of policing was started in slavery. And your job was to keep us slaves. And if a slave left the plantation, you would capture or kill the slave. So whenever now we want to understand the psychology, the mentality of the white racist police officer, who believes he is your master, who believes he is a God over you, who believes that you must bow down to him or die. And I'm here to tell you, there's no God but Allah. We bow down to God and God alone. You are not our master. And we will fight you bastards in the courtroom and elsewhere. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Obadiah in the scripture says, as you have taken our blood, you will be given your own blood to drink like water. This is what's called that liberation theology. That your preacher need to be talking. Meanwhile, back to the courtroom. I get it mixed up sometimes. I don't know in the courtroom or the pulpit, but I know I'm for justice for you.
That's right. Take your time, sir.
What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. For every time our people see a funeral or a dead black man, that produces an anger that is rising up in the people. Not only in black people, but any person of moral conscience should be outraged at what's going on here in America. Mike Brown laid on that ground for 4 or 5 hours like a dog or a cow or an animal. Left that body out there. And then what did the justice system of America do?
Tell it.
What happened to Darren Wilson? There was no video. And that's the sad state we in. If you don't catch it on video, if you don't get it live on video, the officers doctor the reports, lie, and next thing you know, the person they kill, they flip it on them, but all the time they are lying, and you have to have a camera to catch them. What kind of system is this? I got to catch you red-handed. Otherwise, your lies will stand up in court. What kind of government is this? What kind of system is this? We want a nation of our own, so we can govern ourselves. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Black power?
Black power.
Now look. Now look. Families of black victims dying. Families of black victims who have died. Black men dying. Police officers in America now dying. And now everybody wants to find out, well, how do we get peace? How do we bring about peace?
That's what they say.
Oh, the environment's changing. Now, we don't know Michael Johnson. We don't know nothing about him. Do y'all know Michael Johnson? Do you know Michael Johnson? We don't know him at all. We don't know him at all. But let me say this. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. If I'm a weather forecaster and I'm looking at the radar, all I got to see is the thunder clouds coming, and I can predict in how many days or hours that thunderstorm is going to reach my area. It is predictable. It is foreseeable that due to the Holocaust that we are facing and the amount of people that are being slaughtered by the police, it is predictable, it is foreseeable that somebody amongst us is going to rise up and to retaliate against those that are taking our lives.
Black power.
It ain't got nothing to do with us. It's the laws of nature. It is foreseeable from the negligent and the reckless conduct of this system and the society. Now you have produced modern day Nat Turners.
That's right. That's right.
Nat Turner ain't dead. Are we a punk people? Did not George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Patrick Henry and the boys, did they not take up arms against the British?
What you say?
Is that not your history?
What you say?
I can't hear you. I'm asking my white people who are here.
What you say?
Let me give you a tone you can appreciate. I'm gonna ask you a question. Did Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Patrick Henry, who were complaining about some taxes, did they not rise up, form a constitution, put put in that Constitution a Second Amendment? And did they not rise up to go to war against the British, who were denying them representation while imposing taxation? Are we less than men and women? Did George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and the boys confine themselves to demonstrations? American lives matter. American lives matter. Is that what the policy of the founding fathers of America against the British? Was that their policy? American lives matter? No, it wasn't. It wasn't just demonstrating. They went to war to build this nation and to take control of us. And what I'm trying to tell you, all of these demonstrations, keep demonstrating. All of you activists across the country, give them hell. Give them hell everywhere you're going, man. Give them hell in the city council. Give them hell in the mayor's office. Give them hell on these officers' front lawns. Demonstrate, protest, block highways. Do all that you need to do to tie up this system. But remember, we are men. And we are women of integrity, and we are no less than any other race. And you are not going to kill us and not suffer the same taste of death from your mouth. Black power, black power. The time is coming to an end. So I want to say as I close, America, if you want to save yourself, stop killing black people. God's judgment is on America, and the people's judgment is on America. America, United States of America. I know the FBI tried to stop this. They did everything they could to stop this. The FBI went to every guest at our convention, visited them at their houses and their homes. Disgraceful conduct from the largest law enforcement agency, the FBI, squashing First Amendment rights, squashing our right to free speech. No good, FBI. And I say you are part of the problem. Police officers of America, if you want to police in peace, if you want to return home to your families, if you want to see your daughter again, your wife again, your baby again, like we want to see our wives and our babies, if you, police officer, want to see your family again, stop killing black people. Because you're not going to see your mama again. Because these people are tired and fed up. And there's some amongst us that don't give a damn about demonstrating. They'll rise up and take your life in self-defense. Are you listening to me? Black people, are you listening to me? White people, are you listening to me? No, none of these officers are being prosecuted. None of these officers are going to jail. None of them are behind bars. Yet we are in an era of mass incarceration, where we are locked up and given long, inordinate sentences for non-violent felonies or damn near anything. Where's the justice? Where's the equal protection under the law in the United States of America? Is the Constitution real or is it a joke?
Tell it.
And must we throw off this government as the Constitution dictates? Must we throw off this government and institute our own? We want reparations. full and complete reparations and a nation of our own. We're tired of begging you for justice. What, I look like a punk? Keep begging you and asking you for justice? I'm a man. And we are men. This is the end time of America killing black people. America, if you want to save yourself, stop killing black people. Get down on your knees, put on sackcloth and ashes, and give us reparations. Release all political prisoners and give black people justice if you want to save yourself. Or God is going to wipe you out. Amen. Amen. Mr. Trump, as I bring on others, Mr. Trump says, come here, warrior woman, make America great again, Donald Trump. I'm talking to you, Donald Trump.
America was never great.
Make America great again. I got a question. Let me bring my chief witness here. Chief, just back up a little bit here. Let's Chief get center stage here. America. Make America great again, Mr. Trump? What time period are you talking about? Was it the time of 1776? Was it the time when black people were out here popping firecrackers, but you was in chains, bound as slaves on 1776? Is that when you want to make America great like that again, Mr. Trump? Let's get clear, Mr. Trump. Was it? What was this great period, Mr. Trump? Was it under President Andrew Jackson, the notorious Indian killer, the killers of the original people of this land? Mr. Trump say he wants to build a wall of the border. He wants to build a wall. What is the legal right to that wall? Name 1 square mile of the 6,000 miles of America that America has a right to. Every square inch of it was stolen from the indigenous and the original people. You ain't got a right to 1 square inch of this, Donald Trump. You are an outsider. You are an immigrant. You are an invader. You are a thief. You are a robber. You are a liar. This is not the talking of a man full of hate. This is actual facts from your lawyer. Hello? We just not like these weak lawyers. We gotta have lawyers with guts, lawyers with skill, lawyers with tenacity, lawyers with integrity, lawyers that love the people more than fattening their own pockets. When was America great? During the Trail of Tears? When Andrew Jackson and his robbers were driving the indigenous people from the Florida and the Seminoles through Florida, through Oklahoma, and raping and robbing and stealing the land and committing genocide against the indigenous people. Is this the great time you're talking about, Mr. Trump?
Listen.
Must be that time. Was it the time make America great again? Was it when the Civil War was over? When there were black senators, black congressmen? Reconstruction, the black man called a little breath. Know your history. During Reconstruction, we caught a little taste of freedom. I guess the time of greatness for Mr. Trump was the rising up of the Ku Klux Klan. I guess it was the time when all black elected officials were snatched out of office and the night riders came and the lynchings came. Is this the greatness Donald Trump talks about? When? I'm trying to figure it out, Mr. Trump. What time was America great for us? The victims of your Holocaust. was it. Bear with me, I'm coming to bring on Dr. Cornel West. I'm coming to bring on Warrior Woman and Ernie Longwalk. I'm coming, y'all bear witness. Brother Polite on, we all be at Second Ebenezer Church tonight. Second Ebenezer, 1881 East 71st Street. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Mr. Trump, you ought to be ashamed of yourself with your uncouth, unprofessional racism. But I gotta tell you something. It's not just Mr. Trump, it's an indictment on America. It ain't Mr. Trump. The mere fact that a bald-faced, prejudiced, incompetent racist can be a hair away from the White House. That's an indictment on America. That's an embarrassment to America. And that lets you know that underneath it all, nothing has changed. The rise of Donald Trump, the rise of the white right, the rise of white supremacy in America is a testimony that ain't nothing changed. This, you say, well, how do you know he's a racist? How do you know he's a racist? You can judge a tree by the fruit it bears. Coming into town now are the Confederates. Coming into this town for this convention next week are Klan members. Coming in this town, if you're a black person and you walk beyond them gates and you go into that Republican convention, Mr. Trump has ordered his followers to beat any black person that comes amongst him. It's a bunch of racists coming to town. They are his followers. His followers are racist. We judge the tree by the fruit it bears. It's an embarrassment on you, America, that Donald Trump might even become your president. That's exposing you as a closet, not so secret racist society. If you believe Donald Trump, if you find him guilty of racism, raise your hand, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. If Donald Trump come to power, he gonna turn the police loose on us. You think it's bad now, it'd be worse then. What about Hillary Clinton? With her proper political talk and her slick, sly political maneuvering, Hillary Clinton ain't too much better. She just kill you nicely. Hillary Clinton just kill you softly. She'll kill you by giving you some barbecue sauce on your food and dancing with you like Slick Willie. Are you with me? We don't have choices in this hour. We don't have options in this hour but to establish our own, but to establish sovereignty, but to establish independence. In the meanwhile, as I close, keep up the fight. Black Lives Matter, keep up the fight. Everybody in the field, keep up the fight. Attorneys at law who got guts, keep up the fight. Activists in these cities, keep up the fight. Give them hell every day of the week. Keep up the fight against police abuse. Keep up the fight against injustice. And to my own people, although it is a separate and distinct issue, because of you are law enforcement in our community and you took an oath, don't come in our community if you don't want the job. If you don't want the job that you swore to uphold the law, stay the hell out of my community. You are not our judge. You cannot judge these little people. I don't care whether some of them are selling dope or committing crime. Whatever happened to them, they were made in America. We are the kings and queens of the planet Earth. We are mighty and proud people. We ain't no low down people. We are not a low-down people. Black power, what do we want? And when do we want it? What do we want? And when do we want it? Lastly, as America again, if you want peace in this nation, if you want to sleep well at night, if you want to keep God from destroying this country, stop killing black people. Pay reparations. Give us justice. And after the day, the blood will be off our hands. I want to bring to you now, thank you for listening to me. Thank you.
Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power!
And Black Lawyers for Justice is committed to black people. And let me say something lastly about the new Black Panther Party. Leave the new Black Panther Party alone. Stop talking bad about the new Black Panther Party. The new Black Panther Party is a good group. They love our people. They are trying to educate our people, defend our people. Leave the new Black Panther Party alone. James Muhammad here, Black Educators for Justice. He fights strong all over the country. Hassani Muhammad, well, you helped us get here to this day. Love you, black woman. Stand strong through it. Where's Nisi X? Come on, Nisi X. Leave Nisi Cornute alone. She don't know Micah Johnson. Leave Nisi X alone. Just because she carry a gun according to her rights, leave her alone. And give her a car back. The old Dallas Police Department done took the woman's car and everything. She ain't got nothing to do with it. Leave Nisi X alone. We're not gonna let her be taken. They said that they would assassinate me out here today. They said that if I came out today, that they would assassinate me today. I said, bring me out here. If I have to die, I'll die today. But I'll die standing up for truth. I'm not punking. Leave Nisi X alone. New Era Chicago. Know who your players are. New Era Detroit. Where's Detroit? New Era. This is a new generation. These are young people. Make way for the young people, because this is who our future depends on. These young men here, they are fighting in our communities every day, organizing in our communities every day. They are carrying on the tradition. Give the young sisters and brothers a hand.
Black power! Black power! Black power! One man!
Brother Roy Tatum.
United race! Chicago! Detroit!
All right, give him a hand. Back it up just a little bit. Y'all doing great. Give him a hand. Give me a nice line. I gotta thank Roy Tatum. Where would I be without Roy Tatum, a professional political operative? Brother Roy Tatum, we love him. Give him a hand. We'll give him a hand. We'll be at Second Ebenezer Church tonight. I want to bring on. Our elder, Zaki Baruti. Give him a hand. We wouldn't be here without him. Decade after decade of struggle.